There are reports of a terror attack in Tel Aviv coinciding with this latest Iranian barrage of missiles. What are you hearing, first off, and how much danger of a third war breaking out on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's watch are we in right now?
Well, I think we're in great danger right now. And, the bottom line is that they've got this terror attack going on in Tel Aviv, and they've got the rockets coming from Iran. They've got Hezbollah. They've still got Hamas. Let's not forget about them in the south. And so they're surrounded, and Iran is, just sent, 300-400 missiles at them. And so it's a significant overplaying of the hand, in my view, by Iran, because I think Israel is going to stand up in the morning tomorrow and dust off their pants and get back to work, dismantling these terrorist networks, and then figure out what the appropriate way to begin to strike back at Iran. And that's the real question here. What do they do? Because they have the capability to do a lot.
Well, Mr. Phares, let me ask you about that. Iran is telling Israel, don't you dare retaliate against our missile barrage. If you were advising Prime Minister Netanyahu, what would you advise him to do in response to today's attack?
Oh, I think he's already ready with his plans, even before the attack by the Islamic regime. It's going to be a long war. The priority for the Israelis was and continue to be the operation against Hezbollah, because missiles, you counter missiles, you have your American ally who would help you a little bit. The Gaza war is almost ending, but Hezbollah is really the direct threat because it has a huge number of ammunition, missiles, fighters. They are very close to the Israeli territory. But it looks like Tehran wanted to put pressure on the Israelis by doing this decoy, meaning Israelis were about to move inside Lebanon, so they unleashed those missiles. And I would even say that the jihadi operation, the terrorist operation in Tel Aviv, has no other reason than being adding another factor of spreading chaos. Believe me, would lead me to believe that there will be other operations. So we are in the beginning of a war that started, in my view. You asked if when will that start? It has already started. These are the first tremors, in my view.
General Tata, as you know, the Biden regime has left the Pacific ripe for the picking for China adventurism, diverting resources, a lot of resources, to the Middle East. How concerned are you that the Democrat regime that we have in this country, very sympathetic to communist China, are leaving the back door open to their favorite communist regime in China?
Well, the national defense strategy says, Chris, that China is the near-peer competitor that we need to be most concerned about. They're our adversary. They're openly stealing our technology, our secrets, and so forth. And so they're the thing that we have to confront the most. But for some reason, we always come back to the Middle East. And under President Trump, we had a very effective, maximum pressure campaign. The Abraham Accords were taking effect. There was peace was breaking out all over, and it was the right way. You had diplomacy in there, you had information, you had military, you had economic, you had a good mix of everything. And sure, there were some strikes here and there from the Shia militia groups, but by and large, a lot of that, most of that was in check. And we were able to confront the China with the Pacific Command and around Taiwan and reinforce the island chain there that's so critical to defense of Taiwan. Biden and Harris are not focused on that at all. If anything, if they're focused on anything, you see the world unraveling. It could not be more stark between the Trump administration and this administration with what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in Russia, Ukraine, what's happening with China, what's happening with disaster relief in North Carolina and Georgia, what's happening with the longshoremen strike. So the world is falling apart. And we've got to work hard to get it back to where it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, and Joe Biden